So, Steven, what's happening over here, bud?
My arm's healed now. It's pretty cool.
You're a little freaked out?
Like 10 out of 10, freaked out. Yeah, pretty freaked out.
So what was your level of pain?
Before it was an 8 out of 10, 24/7 for 3 years now.
Oh.
Like my arm was like being healed, like I could feel it.
Feel that? Wow.
Like changing. Yeah, it felt kind of like someone was pouring hot water over my arm. I was like not gonna say anything because I was like, I just want to ride this out, let these guys keep praying because this is pretty awesome.
At that point, it's not scary or weird.
Oh, it's totally weird.
Okay, it's weird.
Totally weird. Like 100% weird.
But not fear. It's not scary the way it was when the pain actually increased.
Sure.
That was kind of scary.
Oh yeah, it's terrifying.
All right, this is my buddy. What's your name?
Stephen Marcus.
And we're recording this for our friends. Anybody else that might be encouraged to know that miracles happen in places like Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
All right. So I asked you to come share.
Yeah.
You feel that?
Yeah, man. It's wild.
Let's do like this. Give me the history on this situation because I actually don't know it. We didn't even get into that last night.
Yeah. So 3 years ago in like 2 weeks, I was like kind of doing the whole college thing, and I was still in the National Guard at the time.
Wow.
Yep.
How old are you now?
Right now I'm 23.
You've done a lot.
I was 20 then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'd walked onto the baseball team at Carson Newman. I was throwing a flat ground bullpen, and my arm just basically exploded.
You're a pitcher?
Lack of a better term, yeah. So my rotator cuff and labrum tore in the same throw, and then my humerus, which is the bone from your elbow to shoulder, shattered.
The bone shattered.
Shattered.
Like it split in two, and they couldn't meld it back together.
No. I mean like shattered. Shattered.
What? Do you have an X-ray of that? Okay.
It's pretty strange.
That happened. That happened 3 years ago, or
yeah,
surgery? Okay.
That happened 3 years ago.
All right, and then take us to what do they do about
it? My
it?
arm was too swollen to do surgery, so I just had like a sling for like 2 weeks because it had to like go down. So I was like,
just because it was just fluid everywhere.
Yeah, they couldn't do anything about it.
All right,
so
they had to let it just simmer.
Which sucked.
Weeks. Tons of pain.
Oh yeah, totally. And
how
then,
how bad was the pain while you're going through all?
Oh, like a 10, dude. It was insane. I was like not really sleeping, like couldn't do anything, couldn't like walk.
When you lay, gosh, okay.
Anyway. Yeah, and so I first went and got like looked at by orthopedic surgeon in Morristown, which is closer to where I'm from. And he was like, "Oh no, we can't do anything. Fix your arm." He's like, "There's nothing we can do." He's like, "We'll put it."
And it's shattered at the time.
Yeah. He was like, "We can put it in a cast, and it may or may not heal correctly, but yeah, there's nothing we can do." And I was like, "Well, crap." You know, my mom and dad were there, and they were like, "Well, that's not good enough."
Yeah.
So we went and got a second opinion by a doctor down here, Dr. Hovis, who's the dude.
Yeah.
If you ever need any orthopedic stuff, he comes highly recommended. Sorry about that.
You're blowing up, man. You're
that's ESPN. It has nothing to do with me being
that
important.
Sounded like it.
Yeah, and so he ended up doing an experimental surgery on my arm.
And meaning he hadn't even done it before?
Right.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, so normally, from what I gather, and you should take that with a grain of salt. I'm not a medical expert by any means. But normally, like when they're putting metal and stuff in a broken bone, it normally goes like an inch past the last break.
Gotcha.
That was not possible with my arm.
Got it.
Because the last break was like at the bottom of my like right next to my elbow. So
it shattered from like the middle down to the elbow?
No, from the top down.
What? All right, you gotta see the X-ray at some point.
Yeah, I'll bring it. We can attach it to the video.
We just gotta lay a foundation so we realize what a big deal it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they fixed it. I had like a 30% chance of using my arm ever again. I'd partially severed my radial nerve, which is what controls all of this.
Got it.
All of your hand stuff.
Where does it get? It goes from the shoulder down?
Yeah, so the radial nerve comes over the shoulder and comes down.
On the inside?
Yeah.
Is that what you hit your funny bone on?
No. That's what always hurts because it was like...
No, I mean just in general. When we hit our funny bone, is that the radial nerve?
I don't know.
Okay.
Couldn't tell you.
It runs down in there. So.
Maybe.
Okay, go ahead.
Maybe that's what it is. Who knows? And, yeah, so they did the surgery, and it was like a super success. It was awesome.
And what
I could use my arm.
Qualify what that means to.
Yeah, so
that it was a super success.
The 30%, like was said, I could use my arm, but I was like an 8 out of 10 pain every day, all day for the past like 3 years.
Can we see the scar?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I know we'll get there eventually, but
yeah.
While you're telling like the medical side here.
Oh goodness.
There you go.
So it goes all the way up the back of my arm, and then I have them like on the front on my shoulder and all that stuff.
Hang on. So shoulder scar. They
here,
did stuff there.
There's one here and one here.
All the way from here to the elbow.
Yeah, the tip. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gnarly. Okay.
Yeah. So that was a wild time, and
you said pain was 8 out of 10.
Yeah, all the time
for almost 3 years now. In 2 weeks it'll be 3 years. And you literally mean 24/7. Would you get relief at certain times?
No.
Wow.
You just kind of get used to it. I mean,
and you talked about painkillers. Was that effective or?
No, that's the weird thing about me. I don't know.
You would take them like the strong stuff, and then
nothing. I'll break it down for you. After the first surgery, so they went and fixed my arm first, and then I had to go back like 10 months later, and they fixed my shoulder, and then I did therapy with them together.
From this. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And therapy was
terrible.
Once a week or?
No, every day.
Every day.
Mm-hmm.
On your own, you wouldn't go to a place every day, would you?
Yeah, I would.
Wow.
Well, 5 days a week.
Yeah. How long did you do that?
18 months.
18 months. So you were wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It sucked.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
And it was painful, not just like
nice
little workout. And what was the goal of the range of motion? Or?
Yeah, I was getting it back to where I could use my arm. Because like I was in a cast like this after they fixed this arm for 10 months.
All right.
So I couldn't even straighten my arm. Like this was it.
All right. So continue with the status before last night. Show us the maybe scoot back a little and show us the range of motion that you would get it to.
So normally from I guess like a side view, I couldn't lift my arm like higher than this.
So what's that like head. 20 degrees from perfect or
probably
something like that? Okay.
And then like it wouldn't come closer than like here to my head.
To your ear.
Yeah.
Even so, like if it was straight, it'd be like that.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Like shoulder wouldn't allow it to get in.
Maybe 30-ish, 30, maybe
something
45
like
degrees even from straight. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're about to get to the fun stuff.
Yeah, dude, that's fun.
Can we jump to last night?
Sure.
Just hop in.
Oh, yeah.
Down.
So I guess like we should qualify it. So last night probably should not have qualified it before people started praying, but I did.
Okay.
That like I've been prayed for like probably 20, 25 times like for my arm to be healed. You know, and just like nothing ever happened. So I'd kind of like at that point just believed maybe this is just like my thorn in the flesh or something.
I hate that. Anyway,
I'm not saying you should or shouldn't hate it. I'm just saying that's where I was.
Of course.
Yeah, and so last night happened, and
go back just a little.
Oh, the week before?
So because we prayed for Kellen. We prayed for Kellen. He had total relief from neck and back pain. Mm-hmm. Then it was Mark, right?
Yep.
So McComas. And he went from like a 3 pain in the neck to a 1, and then he was in the middle of from a 3 to a 2 to the 1. Kind of prayed a few times at the hands of a total rookie, right?
Total rookie.
Chris Brown, way to go, buddy! He had never done it before,
which
is just cool. So it's obviously not special gifting, and it's obviously not great experience and
what's
deep
cool
faith.
Is he like texted me about it like last night and was saying that like he was actually talking to Randy about it. Like before it started, about how like he had never even seen a healing
on
before.
The way to our group last night. Wow.
Yeah, it's cool.
And all right, and then in the middle of sharing a testimony of Mark's in the middle of sharing a testimony of how his spine had been like this and then actually moved backwards when he and I had prayed a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And it felt like his head was like moving back.
Sure.
So he's in the middle of sharing that, and then he just goes 0.
Yep.
So it's like as he's giving the testimony of something that has happened, the pain actually goes all the way down. So we've got bang, bang, 2 in a row.
Yeah.
And I'm joking with Chris about, dude, you should quit. You got a perfect record on healing prayer, you know? So that's when you open your mouth, right?
Yeah, it is.
What'd you say?
I was like, well, I feel like I should probably say this. And Paul, you don't know this. So like last week you kind of like talked about some healing stuff like at the end of our time together, and we were all leaving at the same time, and me and Freeman left at the same time as you, pulled up to like a red light, and you like rolled down your window because we were like goofing off.
Yeah, totally.
And you're like, hey man, does your shoulder hurt? We can pray for that. And I was just kind of like, haha, like whatever. And then like,
I mean, to be really clear, I was literally kidding.
Oh yeah.
Like no, like well maybe no. It wasn't like the Lord. at all.
Yeah.
I don't even know why. I was joking. I talk about
It's so
watching
funny.
being encouraged by Todd White often, and he does that kind of stuff, just at stoplights and stuff.
Yeah.
But, because God tells him, and then he just prays, and then
Sure.
they get healed. It's just like a hobby, That's what my wife jokes about.
It's a cool
this
hobby.
is my new hobby.
It's a great one.
So I was, to be clear, because I never told you, totally joking.
Yeah.
So perhaps God can work through our subconscious, not even trying to hear God.
It was funny because
then it
I
led you to
looked
say
at
something.
Freeman and I was like, "What the heck?" And he was like, "I don't know,
so
man."
interesting.
I was like, "I gotta tell him about that next week."
Today's Tuesday. Last night was Monday, so that was a full week prior. It was after Monday night a
Oh,
week
yeah.
ago
A
that
full
that
week.
happened.
Yeah.
Then let's fast forward to last night.
And
or
so
go
like
back to
I
last night.
brought it up and I was like, "So you said this last week, and you didn't know this, but actually my shoulder and arm do hurt all the time."
Didn't know it.
And so I was like, "Well, you should pray for me next, dibs." And so
And then 5 or 6 guys hopped on you like a pack of dogs?
yeah,
Was it 5 guys?
something
Can
like
you
that.
picture? It was Dalton and Kellen and Matt J hopped in from behind. Andrew was in on it. Who else? Chris probably.
Chris was there.
That's 5.
Yeah, then
at
I think
least.
Randy was there.
Randy probably. That's 6 guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of dudes.
And in general,
Yeah.
blanket statement, total rookies. Chris for sure.
Oh,
Right?
Andrew too.
No one
dude.
knows what's going on. Andrew? Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome? All right.
Yeah, it's super cool.
So people are putting hands on him. I hadn't
Yeah.
joined. I was talking to Randy. So there's 5 guys initially.
Mm-hmm.
Talk through kind of what's going on. What did you feel? What do you remember was happening?
They started praying and stuff, and they were like touching my arm, and I was like, "This sucks because it hurts," like for people to like press on it and stuff.
It physically hurts just to touch before.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Wow.
So that sucked, and I was like, "Dang, this blows," And they like kept praying and stuff, and then it kind of felt like the metal in my arm got like hot and was like almost like vibrating in a weird way.
You felt motion and heat.
Yeah, it kind of like felt like vibrating.
Man.
Like
You said that, right? You told the guys you felt something.
Yeah. And they're like, "Great, we got to keep praying." I was like, "Okay." And they kept praying, and then it hurt worse than it did before.
And the pain jumped to what
Like
number
a
would you
10, dude. Like
give?
I mean,
to
like
a 10.
oh yeah, like I was just standing there with tears pouring out of my face because it hurt so bad.
So what's going through your mind? Like,
And I'm
on
like,
a personal
"This
level?
sucks. Get off of me."
Yeah, you're like,
"This is
"Just
way
quit."
worse than it was. I appreciate you loving on me and wanting to pray for it. It's a great thing.
Wow.
Maybe this was not in God's timing because I feel repercussion for this." Yeah, it sucked.
So
And
that's what's going on in here.
Oh yeah, I
All
was
right.
like, "Let's stop. This blows. I don't want to do this anymore."
And you didn't say that though, or did you
Oh
say
no.
that? Okay.
No. I'm not gonna just like say that to them. I feel like that's like kind of hurtful to them, like stepping out in this faith to like, "Hey, let's try to
Sure.
pray for this guy."
But I think that's just an important moment to share
Oh, yeah.
in the testimony, because what if that happens to somebody? They might, without knowing what you just shared, they might kind of freak out and go, "Oh, I'm sorry, everything went wrong." And honestly, they might, and I'm just thinking for myself, never pray for healing ever again because of how scary and weird
100%.
Because it was kind of scary.
Oh, it was terrifying. I was like, "This
And I'll
is
speak
so
for
weird."
the other men because I'm kind of watching it.
Sure.
It was this sense of like, oh, when you said it's hurting way worse, and you had actual tears coming out of your eyes because of the pain.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right, keep going.
So that's
What else happened?
Yeah, and they were like, "Well, let's just keep praying." And I was like, well, good on them, I guess. Power through, keep on trucking. And so they kept praying, and then my arm kind of like felt hot again with like almost like that weird, like a vibration. I don't know, like how it, like when your phone vibrates, but it's like say you have an alarm on your phone and it's like next to you in your bed.
Yes.
How you can like feel the vibration like in your pillow.
Real subtle.
That's what it felt like, but it was like
Wow.
really hot.
And specifically in the humerus bone, that's it's a metal rod, no bone.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's pretty interesting.
Just what I remember too, because I was just kind of listening in, is I had done that thing where I said like sometimes in authority,
Yeah.
it's good to just think of talking to a dog to come,
Yeah.
or go.
Yep.
And so there was this sense of, well, just tell the pain to go, because something's like flaring up. I don't get
Sure.
that, but it's sort of like something. I'm just gonna say didn't like that,
Mm-hmm.
right? So something's going on, and I just remember everybody going, Pain, go. Pain, go. Pain.
Get out of
leave.
here, pain.
Oh, it's just so beautiful.
You're not
I
welcome
loved
here.
it. Just because I think it's such an encouragement to go. God, specifically Holy Spirit, rides on the back of total rookies. They're just giving it their best shot.
Sure.
That we don't need to read books on this stuff. We need to go for it. So, all right. So people are going, oh crap, but keep praying.
Right. So they
All
kept
right.
praying, and it went from like a 10 to a 7.
Wow.
And everybody was like pumped. And
Yeah,
I'm
right.
kind of pumped
Improvement.
already because it's like better than it was when we started. So I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, this is great. We should stop while
And
we're
you're
ahead.
not moving it around, really, right? You can just feel it just sitting there.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to test it out. That's just pain you can feel static.
Right. And so I'm like, oh, this is great. We should stop while we're ahead, you know?
Right.
But didn't say that either because I
Yeah.
feel like that's like kind of
Yeah.
crushing to them.
And
so,
I remember asking you about maybe the details of it. Tell
Yeah.
me if I'm getting in the way of what you
No,
were
you're
gonna
great.
say. Okay. I remember kind of, I was finished talking to Randy. I moved around because I wanted to get in there too, you know?
Right.
And so I'm just kind of listening. And I guess your pain is not at a 10 anymore, which is good.
Sure,
I
yeah.
didn't even hear that part, but I'm
Oh,
just asking you kind of where is it, and you pointed to kind of here, right?
Yeah, like
where
this
it
part right here.
contacts.
Yeah.
I guess the metal contacts bone somehow in there. Maybe like there's a joint that's artificial.
Yeah, it's not a joint. Like my actual joint is real.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
There's 3 titanium wires that connect the two.
Bizarre. And how many screws?
17.
17 screws. All right. So when I heard you say when you lift things 25 to 30 pounds, sometimes your arm will just go dead, right?
Yep.
I just said, well, it's nerves. And you're like, well, yeah.
Yeah,
right?
I guess.
Like nerves.
Sure.
And so I remember there being a changing in just the way people were praying. Now we're praying nerves.
Yeah, more specifically for like nerves and like tendons and like, because before they were like, oh, pain, go away, and then now they're like attacking like specific things. They're like, all right, bones be healed, you know, like ligaments be healed, nerves be healed,
just naming stuff. Yeah.
And it's like my arm felt like it had been stuck in the fire that was like 3 feet in front of us, and I was like, this is weird. And I started being like, you know, like turning my head almost like a dog who hears like a weird noise, you know.
That's
'cause,
what
like,
Andrew said. He goes, what'd you feel? And I was
Yeah.
like, why'd you ask that? And he said, well, because he turned his head. So yeah.
yeah, it's
that's
like
interesting.
it's almost like I was like
Because
becoming
of-
aware of like what is going on. I'm like, this is weird.
And what do you mean by that? What was going on?
Like my arm was like being healed. Like I could feel
You could
it,
Feel that. Wow.
like changing.
This is so cool to talk about. I never would have heard that. Okay.
Oh yeah, like I could feel
You
it
could feel it.
changing, and I was like,
In a
this is
few
weird.
seconds, a whole minute, what would...
Almost like a wave.
Wow.
Yeah, it felt kind of like someone was pouring hot water over my arm.
Like this? Or
Yeah.
just at it? Or
Like
up it,
like
or-
someone like started at the top and it was just hot water running over
Amazing.
it. And then they would pour like
You hearing
another.
this, Will?
I'm listening.
It's pretty cool, right? And then they would pour like another cup and it would be like.
Let's
And I-
just
and
pour
like
some
each
coffee down my
time-
arm and see if it feels
And like
that.
each time,
Oh.
like the pain was going down. But they like. And so I was like not going to
Wow.
say anything because I was like, I just want to ride this out, let these guys keep praying because this is pretty awesome.
So it's like you're thinking, this is working. I don't want to mess up anything. It's,
Sure.
Because you know
Yeah.
it's healing. At that point, it's not scary or weird. 'cause
Oh, it's
the pain's
totally weird.
Okay, it's weird.
Totally weird. Like 100% weird.
But not fear. It's not scary the way it
No,
was
no,
when
no,
the
no.
pain actually increased.
Sure.
That was kind of scary.
Oh, yeah,
to
it's terrifying.
everyone.
Yeah,
Including me, but I pretended it wasn't, remember?
Yeah, yeah,
I was
you're
like,
like, "Ah,
no,
it's
that's good. Just tell it to go. It doesn't like it. Just keep praying. And
Oh,
in
yeah.
my head, I'm going, it's bonkers in here. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
crap.
no.
This is not good.
Yeah, but if you would have tripped out, everyone would have freaked.
And just stopped, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was the one that opened my big mouth and
Yeah,
put Kellen up to get prayed for in
You're
the
like,
first
"Do
place.
it."
So
Yeah.
I've got to pretend I'm still in teach mode here.
Sure.
All right. Which I've never done, by the way.
It's great. It was,
Sort of like 2 weeks ago. So sort of the second time ever.
It was
Just
a great
so you know.
time.
So it's just a lot of rookies is what I'm trying to get at.
It's good.
This is
good.
fair game for every Christian.
And, yeah, they, like, stopped praying. And they were like, how is it? And I was like, it doesn't hurt at all. And everybody was like, wait, what? You know?
I'm gonna add before you keep going. So I something I saw that you need to know, and because I don't think it's about mechanics. I don't think it's about we'll say the right word.
Sure.
Will and I were talking about that even this morning when I was relaying the story to him about you. Is because if it was mechanics, if there was a playbook on say these words, first of all, yeah, there's religions made off of stuff like that aren't Christian.
Yeah, it's about how you hold your mouth. And,
Yeah.
Not about
so it's
that.
It's not that, and I also don't want to exalt one person's prayer over another or anything weird like that. It's not about picking apart the mechanics.
Sure.
Done. All right. However, I noticed in when Matt, who had never prayed in this way. I think that's accurate.
Oh, yeah.
For healing.
He put his hand right on where it
here.
Yeah, like right here. He grabbed it,
And I'm
he's
just
got
standing
massive
watching that.
like gorilla paws.
He's
by the
a
way,
strong man. Yeah,
Jeez.
he
Big
works,
dude.
He's a law enforcement officer.
Big dude.
Yeah, no joke. Will, police, right? Local, like
Sheriff's Department.
Department. All right.
Sheriff.
So he's who you want to be sheriff. So
He's a big dude.
So he just kind of going like this, and I just heard him go nerves, and I was kind of looked at him like that's weak for a big man, and he
Right.
just goes nerves. I'm just about, I didn't tell you this, I'm just about to, because I'm in teach mode,
Yeah.
kick him in the butt.
You're
If
like,
not
"Go on."
literally,
Yeah.
metaphorically, like, come on with authority, bro. Something.
Mhm.
Thankfully, I kept my mouth shut like you did, too, the whole time. And he just goes, life to the nerves. And I walked away. I don't know if you heard that. I walked away.
I heard him.
I just went, it's done.
And you're like, whoa.
But, of course, the chattering monkey, as I
Sure.
call it, that voice that just goes, well, how do you know? And don't be proclaiming stuff if you're not
Sure.
even, you didn't ask him how he feels. But that is the moment when
Yeah.
people kind of pulled the hands away and you were like,
It doesn't hurt.
wow.
It was wild. So like where they had cut my arm in the back, like I couldn't feel the back of my arm
All
anymore.
this.
Yeah, like none of that. I couldn't. It felt like when your foot goes numb and you like touch it, you can tell that you're being touched
Because there's
like,
pressure there, but
but there's
no
no fine
there's no
motor
nerve.
skills. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I could like feel my arm for the first time. It's super wild.
And you were actually like fondling it for like 10 minutes solid.
Yeah, because
in
I hadn't
the
felt it in
days.
3 years, man. I think the weirdest part was like me and Freeman went home after that. We were just like hanging out, like doing whatever, watching the Olympics.
And you guys are in the same house. You're roommates,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you got plenty of time to chat on the way
Sure.
home.
My arm still felt like it was on fire, like when I went to bed last night.
Really, man.
Yeah, like it continued.
Really?
It was insane.
Have you felt those screws? They're all still there, right? When you
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
them? Okay, all right. I just started to wonder if stuff.
Dude, I don't know.
Wow. Because there's 17 of them. You can feel some of them, right? The
Oh,
screws.
yeah.
Okay. Whew. Wow.
Yeah, man. God's good.
I guess here's what's on my heart
Mhm.
radar. The person who's already prayed 20 times or 100,
Sure.
but you said you probably literally laid hands and prayed, not
Yeah.
just God, please help me.
No.
But like people have laid hands and prayed about 20 times?
Yeah.
And it's 15, say 15. What do you think?
No, it's like 20.
20 times.
Yeah.
What would you say to somebody that, because I've been there, broken 17 bones and 6 major surgeries. Like,
Sure.
I know pain too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But you're on the spot, so you talk. Like,
Mhm.
what would you say about that? Because it's fresh off of seeing something radically change.
You
Oh,
mean,
and-
like, what
and
would I say to someone who is praying for that? Or,
Yeah, like what would you say to yourself a week ago, basically? Does that make sense? I don't want to put
Oh,
thoughts in
yeah,
your mind, but
yeah.
that's a unique situation.
I don't know, I probably would have, like, told myself to stop agreeing with the lies of the enemy, that I'm just going to
What
be
are
stuck
those?
with this forever.
Okay.
Like, I mean, at
So
3
would you have
years.
called
and-
that a lie a week ago?
No,
Okay.
probably
You're
not.
saying that's reality, right?
Yeah, like a week ago, that's totally what I believed.
And there's a
'Cause
sense
I'd had
of
20
peace in that.
yeah, like
I'm
20
gonna just be okay with that.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, whatever. Like, if that's my thing, I have a daily reminder of what the Lord has taken me from,
Wow, man.
which is fine. Like, I was cool with it at that point. Like, it wasn't like one of these things where I was like, well, I'm like serving penance for being
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bad person
Yeah.
before. It wasn't like that. It was almost like, without the Lord, I wouldn't have my right arm to
Amazing.
use.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't have known him without this being an integral part of my, like, conversion story.
Oh, and let's show your range of motion while you're talking.
Oh, yeah, so I can, like, go
Let's
over.
go back in case it's not on camera. I don't know.
Yeah, I can, like, go
All right.
over.
And straighten
like,
your elbow
touch.
so we know. Like,
Yeah.
that's right up to your ear. Do your other arm so it's obvious that it's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. It's pretty
And then the
strange.
back, like this kind of thing is it literally 100%?
Yeah.
Okay, if it's 95, say 95%.
No,
Dude,
it feels like
100%.
it's better than my left arm.
That's what it looked like last night.
Yeah, so-
And then this kind
Yeah,
of
I
thing.
can, like,
was
reach
what
up
it
my
did
arm,
before.
like, up my back now.
Yeah, that's
which
as high as I can do it.
Which I couldn't
Wow.
do before. Yeah, man. It's good stuff.
Jesus, thanks. You're amazing. And we ask that even just for our community of brothers for whom we're all total rookies, I ask that even when we're 90 years old or 119, and we're advanced in the world's eyes, I ask that we'd stay total rookies. Kids, mature, but kids that are playful with you, knowing that that you are the healer, and yet we are also under your command, and the commander in chief has given the orders and said, "Go, heal the sick, raise
Yeah.
the dead, cleanse the lepers, cast out demons, but
That's
not
good.
in that order. Those 4 things.
Sure.
And man, and these signs will follow those that believe. They'll lay their hands on the sick and they'll recover. Dude,
It's good.
that's real good. Thanks
Super
for
good.
sharing it all. It's fun.
Anytime, man.
Be encouraged. There's the camera. Be encouraged. You guys rock.
Yeah.
See ya.